next software trainings webinar and questions and answers with me. My name is Daniel and we will have another 45 to 60 minutes. With a prepared topic about AgenaTrader, and if there are questions, of course we can extend this time. We will today discuss the Condition Escort, which is part of the AT++ family of features for semi and automated trading, and this is a kind of a signal editor and allows you to create customized signals without any programming knowledge. It's simply drag and drop, click and select signal creation. So what I will do is I will show you a few examples. I have prepared market screening signals which search for 26 or 52 weeks highs and lows which are broken by the current price. A price which reached some kind of support or resistance zone. A signal which will indicate if there is a high or very low volume in the markets, up gap signals, down gap signals, and how to calculate candle sizes, candle ranges. And we will go through Condition Escort functions like the simple calculation, advanced calculation pad, and the simple and the advanced mode. As already mentioned, my name is Daniel and I'm doing customer support and education since 4 weeks, which gave me a good insight what people need and have problems with when they start with a trading software. That's why we have a lot of online media, videos, articles and so on, and are doing these live webinars for further education. The timeline for today, first of all, of course, what is the Condition Escort, which I already explained in a few words, and where to find it in AgenaTrader. Then I will give a rough introduction about the features which are inside the Condition Escort, and then we will go on to the practical examples how to build the conditions which I was just explaining before. Of course, before we start, the disclaimer: everything I do here, I show here, is just for educational purpose. This is never an invitation or advice for trading in the financial markets. If you trade in the financial markets, you do this on your own risk. Well, let's get to AgenaTrader. So what you see here, of course, again, is the AgenaTrader workspace, which could look very different at your end depending on how you set this up, but for this we have various videos you can learn about it. What we will focus very much is the Condition Escort, which you can find on the strategy handling Condition Escort, and then see and apply these conditions to the chart. So if you open the Condition Escort, it basically opens the AT++ manager, which you can see here, with various different features which belong together because they are connected. And in the lower part you find here the Condition Escort, and if you open it, it will give you a few categories with different conditions inside. Of course, I have a lot of conditions here. You probably simply have the MACD category, the reversal bars and the turtle traders. And other ones would appear if you start creating conditions, or if you start basically if you start creating ones or scripting ones. So this basic category has all these conditions inside, a lot of them which I would like to show you today. But first you need to know how to work with the Condition Escort before we can discuss various signals. For once, you have here, you have to start right here on the condition name, so you always have to provide some unique name which has not existed before. So it could be new condition, a long and some, I mean, I would use a very specific word like down gap, up gap, so you really know what's meant for, but I would just create new condition long 1. You have to define if it's long or short. Yeah, you have to go in one direction. So if I want a long signal, I have to choose long here. Then I can choose a description right here. This is a test condition, but of course you should put something inside which makes sense for you later on. This category here, you can, if you have some categories, you can select from them. If you want to create a new one, you simply type in a new name, new category. So this would, with saving the condition later on, this would create this new category and show it then next to the other ones. Then this button right here, calculate on bar close, if activated, conditions would only be calculated if the bar has a closing price. If you deselect this, unselect this, conditions could be calculated also for each and every incoming tick. However, this is very resource intensive, so your computer, your PC must be very fast, and you should not load too many symbols if you do this. And then as a next step we go to the middle section right here. So we have to define if this is an entry signal, an exit signal, or both. Entry would mean that with this condition I can then create an entry order. An exit would mean I could also use this signal as an exit, which means when the signal appears, your position would be closed. If you choose none, this would mean you cannot scan this condition in the scanner, but you could probably use this condition inside another condition. This would allow to make very slim conditions with just a few parameters, and then reuse these slim conditions to build bigger ones, more complex ones. This allows you to basically have a greater overview later on what your condition does step by step. So none if you don't want to scan this one but want to have a building block for a more complex condition. I will choose entry. Then you can say when the condition appears, what kind of visual signal it should give. It could give you an arrow in a specific color and size. This would appear in the chart. It could give you a bar, colored bar with a different color to your default settings, also in the chart. It could give you a text. Basically this would be the name of the condition in a specific color. And if you scan for this condition, you could also choose the color of the signal which appears in the scanner. So you know, okay, if blue is your color for this signal, if blue happens, then you know this kind of signal just happened. So you could really work with visual things like colors. In my case, I will just use the arrow, and the next part I have to start creating a condition. For this, of course, I have to have an idea. I will just give it a very brief example of, for example, give me all red bars, so a bar which has a higher closing price than open price. So for this I have to go here on the left side section. This is the section where I have the elements I can use for a condition. Series, if I open this one, I have access to data series from the chart, from the historical data or real-time data if I have it from my data feed or program. So with this one I can access the open price of a candle. With this one the high price, the low price and the closing price. I could access the volume of a candle, the median price, the typical price and the weighted price of this candle. I can choose an input series with this one. This would allow me, I guess, basically to, let me see, if I drag and drop it down like here, time frame, I could choose an instrument, bars ago, So yeah, I could choose a different input instrument, I guess. However, the next one is bar date and time, so I could access the date and the time of a bar and the time of a specific day. So here I would work with ranges, for example. We will not, let's say, talk about each and every feature of this data series. Most important ones, I would say, mostly used is open, high, low, close, and probably volume. Then you have indicators, so you could reuse indicators, all the built-in indicators which you will have with the basic version and Andromeda version here, so you could use the prices of these indicators. Premium indicators if you have packages, your own scripted indicators or something you bought. Other conditions, like I mentioned, you could reuse an existing condition inside another condition. I will show you how you do this. Scripted conditions, again, this is something you can do yourself or buy it from our side or from a AgenaTrader partner who offers scripted conditions. Value, which could be a number, a boolean, code, a string, text. Time span, also date and time span. So these are the two which are used together with bar date and time of a day. So date and time is used together with this one, and bar time of days is used together with this one. Then you have the simple calculation pad and the advanced calculation pad, which will allow you to have make a calculation inside your inside your condition, because what you will see right now, without the calculation pads here, the simple and advanced, you can just have a comparison, like one is bigger than the other, or one is the same like the other and stuff, or is not equal. So it gives you comparison related possibilities, but I will come to that. But with this two you can then start calculating. So when I want to see, for example, oh, give me a signal when there is a red, or let's say a green candle, I would just rename it to, let's say, something like green candle long. So if I want to have a green candle, it's very simple, which means the open price must be lower than the closing price. So I choose the open price right here, left mouse click and drag and drop it down and leaving it right here. And of course the closing price on the very right side. So now I have compared two prices, and in the middle section, if I click on it, I can now choose the comparison I want to make. And in my scenario, the open price must be smaller than the closing price, and then I would have a green candle. And if I add this condition now to the chart, I will always receive a green arrow signal when this happens. So we will test it by clicking on apply. It is saved. You will also see now new category was created right here on the left side. And if I close this window for a moment and go to the chart, indicators, I can now either search for my condition or select it from here, double clicking it, and you will see each and every green candle is now a signal. So AgenaTrader notifies me for every green candle and leaves out the red ones. This was my condition. You see the arrows in the chart, and you see a new panel on the very bottom, which gives you, for analysis, for backtesting a signal, a good idea when your signals happen, of course. Of course, searching for green candles is not a good signal, but just to give you an idea how this whole thing works. Alright, let's remove this condition again by going again into the indicator dialog and removing it. Alright. So let's go back to the Condition Escort and let's start discussing the signals which I have already prepared for you. So basics, and let's start with the new 2-period high. So I'm selecting it, and this is the whole condition again. You have 2 lines of code, I would say, and this is the indicator highest high price right here. And this indicator allows you to look back a specific amount of time and search for highs in the chart, in the historical data. And if I drag and drop this one down like I did with the previous condition and add it to the left side and right side, I can start now configuring parameters. Parameters are available when after you selected it and it becomes blue. You can then configure it on the very right side here. So what I have to do here, my input series is close. Round to tick size, false, I will leave it with that. You could choose a specific instrument. I will also leave it open because then you can apply it to each and every instrument in the market. A time frame is important here. If you leave it empty, it will search for the highest high price of the time frame you have chosen in the chart. But I want to have the week in each and every chart, so I can use it as multi-time frame condition. And I want to search for a time frame 1 week, and I want to search 52 bars back. So I could change this parameter right here. The next one, bars ago, is something which you can access almost in every item. This allows you to say, okay, this signal is searched for the current close bar. 1 bar back, it says it is the signal happened 2 bars back. So with this you can select how many bars in the history the signal should appear or is supposed to be valid. If I select 0, it will search and show me a signal for the current close bar if I have this calculate on bar close active. Otherwise it would start searching even in the not closed bar with 0. So the next step here is again highest high price. Again the same parameters, except I want to go 1 bar ago. I have to do this because I want to relate the current highest high price with one previously, which happened in the past. So that's why I'm selecting here 1 bar ago. And that's pretty much it. I'm using the comparison, it's bigger. So the highest high price of a current bar is bigger than the highest high price of a previous bar, and I'm searching in 52 weeks back in history. So let's see what the signal does in the chart. I don't have to save it because it was already there. And I'm just opening the condition here, basics, and lowest, highest, new to 52 period high. So I'm adding this right here, and I don't know if there is any signal. Maybe I will use the daily time frame, and probably I will add some more bars to it. What was a question? Here we have something. Let me remove some of the indicators which we do not need. What I will add is the highest high price. No, this is not the right one. What I can use is the, for example, could use, for example, a Condition channel, which also looks on the highs, week, period, 52, and then I have a Condition channel right here, and here I have some let's say signals which I received, and as you can see, I'm always receiving a signal if there is a breakthrough a previous high as you could see here. There's a breakthrough here, there's another one here, or a small one. Then this one seems to be also some kind of breakthrough, a very small one. Here we have it, here we have it, and again here we have some breakthrough. So you can really see if there is some breakthrough of a historical low or high, in this case a high in the history, you could receive a signal with this condition. And with this you could search for screen in the market for values for markets that are breaking through or about to break through of an historical high, or of course also low. So this is one thing. Another thing, of course, you could go in the different direction searching for low. So there's another indicator called lowest low price. You can also find it right here. Lowest low price, and in this scenario it's really the complete same condition, except of course you have to use the smaller sign right here for the comparison, but everything else is pretty much the same. So let's go to a new signal, and I would say we choose the price in resistance area. What does it mean? You have a historical area where the price changed its direction. In this case, a resistance would mean that it's changing direction short, so it's going to the price drops. Support would mean it goes to a direction where the price gets a support line, so the price changes and rises again. So price in resistance would mean this is a possible level where the price is supposed to possibly will change direction short, and price in support area could mean that this price will change direction long. So price in resistance, it's a little bit more complex, as you can see. For once I have changed from simple mode to the advanced mode. I forgot to tell you this here. Here you see this button right here at the bottom is called simply, which is the simple mode, and I have switched it to advanced mode. The advanced mode allows me to add brackets and this or XOR relations. If I deactivated, these brackets would be gone and this other stuff. So I'm choosing the close price, and the close price must be smaller or equal, and then I'm using the advanced calculation which we discussed before, so I can do some calculations here. So I'm opening a bracket, choosing a swing indicator, so very in the very same way like a swing. This is an indicator which gives you highs and lows, also some kind of support and resistance based on strength. So swing is right here, so I could just drag and drop this thing right into this new box. I will not, just as an example, I show it with the del button from your keyboard, you can remove it. So I'm choosing this swing indicator, which gives me this support and resistance lines calculated on a specific strength. I can, if I selected it, I can go here to the parameters. So strength is 5. I could increase it or lower it. Then swing high or low. In this case, high, which would mean this is the resistance. And I have to also go 1 bar back. Otherwise, it would give me also a signal if a new resistance was, or basically it cannot give me a signal because resistance and support lines are just historically based, because the price starts to change here or has a historically high or low in the past. So I'm choosing this swing high 1 bar back with the strength of 12. Everything else is default settings. I'm using the plus sign. As you can see, now I have access to plus, minus, times, divided, and even percent. In this case, I'm adding 0. 0 is a value. So this is basically this one, a number. I drag and drop it right in there, and then I can change the value on this side. If you cannot access this for once, then just click away and back, and then you can access it. So 0. Why 0? Because I do not want to add anything else to the swing indicator price, but I have to add something to finish the left and right side comparison. So in this case 0 allows me to just use this price which is provided by the swing indicator. I'm closing the bracket, again plus sign, I'm opening a bracket, and then I have the ATR indicator, which I'm again choosing from here, ATR, which gives me the possibility to search for a specific range of the very symbol. In this case it's the ATR with the period 14, as you can see right here, and these are 14 candles, and the average range of this 14 candles is calculated with these indicators, and it provides a price. This price is multiplied times 0.35, which means I roughly want to have just 1/3 of this ATR added to the swing indicator value. Why? I want to do this because I want to have a range. Otherwise this signal would just appear if a resistance in the bars was reached, but with the exact price. With this ATR indicator I can now add a range and say, okay, I also want to have a signal if the current close price is somewhere near a resistance line. So that's why I'm choosing ATR times 0.35. So then second line, again the close price, which is, like discussed before, is this one. This times it has to be bigger or equal, and again I'm using the swing indicator with the very same settings, but in this case I'm choosing a minus sign, ATR times 0.35. So this would mean I'm in a range above a resistance or a little bit below the resistance lines. So let's see what this condition shows in the chart. So for once I'm deleting what I had before, and I'm adding the swing indicator. At this time I will search for it right here. Swing strength of 5, as we have it in the condition. And I'm adding the condition basics and price and resistance. Okay, and as you see, you receive here some signals, and as you can see that I'm receiving here signals because the price is going near to this historical resistance, and it gives me a short signal right here because it was near this historical signal right here. Even the second one, because I can look one back. Then here again it gives me a signal, and here again it gives me a signal. So also here I have a nice signal because this one reaches this historical resistance line from the past basically. And also here again, this is some range again around it. And as you can see, I'm always getting a signal right here, which when some kind of historical resistance line was reached based on this swing indicator. So this could give me an idea when the markets are about to turn. Alright? And of course it's never 100%, but it probably gives you some kind of idea to exit the market right here, or even go short maybe. So let's simply add the second condition, which goes in the opposite direction, price and support line. So now you can see in the long direction I'm always receiving signals when I'm near some support zone right here, right here, right here. So this could indicate either if I'm in a short direction I probably should close my position, or it could probably confirm some other signals if I should really go long or short, you know. And you can again check it on a historical basis and search it in the chart. What you can also do in your condition, if you don't want to have the panels at the bottom, you could simply switch this here to same as input series. This one also same as input series. Then you have no panels but only the arrows in the chart. So let's go to the next signal. Let's simply also open this support area. In this, as you can see, it's very similar. The only thing which is changing is that I'm using the swing low and not, of course, the swing high. This is the only thing which is changing. And here again plus, and here again minus. Let's search for a very high, also unusual high or unusual low volume. So again, a very simple condition. I'm going here to indicators, search for the volume indicator, which is called vol. Drag and drop it down. Just use default settings, nothing changed in the parameters. Then here it is set that it's smaller or equal. And here I have the simple calculation bed. This is this bed right here, this one, simple calculation bed. In this simple calculation bed I can just say that, okay, the vol MA, so volume moving average, which is also an indicator, here, right, this one, times 0.6, so it's lower to the average. So it's only one, so 60% of the average price. And here at the volume moving average is using the period 20. So this is for unusual low volume, and for unusual high volume I'm simply choosing the volume is higher, yeah, than the volume moving average times 1.75. Of course you can change the amount, the number of 1.75 to even higher amounts or smaller amounts. This is up to your choosing. So let's go and add this to the chart. So first of all we are adding the volume indicator, then the volume moving average. And what I will do is I'm applying this for once, but now this volume indicator, I can go and say, okay, give me the panel 2. Oh, sorry, panel 1. This is not very convenient. Let's open it again. Now I have to choose panel 1. In this case, as you can see, the moving average is now added to the volume indicator itself. And this for wants to show volume. Of course in Forex the volume is always quite high, but let's see if we're getting some signals. Let's remove these other ones. Unusual high or low volume. And as you can see, I'm also getting here some signals. So this is the low volume, and as you can see very clearly that here you have very unusual, very low volume. And high volume, and this is also beautiful right here, the volume increase here in the chart, and it gives you a signal when this happens. And this is how you could detect unusual high or low volume in the markets. Why we are also choosing unusual low volume? Because very low volume could lead to an increase of volume, but of course in either a short or long direction. Let's discuss another signal. we have still left the up gap and the down gap signals, so we are searching for gaps probably when the market opens, but also during the market you can do this, but let's search when the market opens. And we have here this up down gap signal, which is also very simple. We're using the close price with 1 bar ago, so it's not the current close bar but one in the back, and is bigger than advanced calculation bed, this right here, and opening a bracket, choosing the open price here from the series, plus 0 because I don't want to add anything to this price, closing the bracket, plus sign, and then again ATR period 14 times 0.5. So what I want to achieve here is that a gap is happened downwards, so the previous close price is some ATR distance away from the new open price. I could increase this to 1 ATR. I'm just using 0.5. It would maybe be nice to have a percentage here, and to say, okay, I want to have a percentage on the current, let's say, current last price to the new price. So you say, okay, the open price or close price and open price are 1-2% away, so you're just looking for big gaps, so you could even change that, but we are using here the ATR indicator with a specific time calculation here. In this case ATR, but only half of it. You could increase this number right here. So then we have the up gap, which is basically again the close price of the previous bar is this time smaller than the open price, again ATR times 0.5. You could increase this number. If you increase this 0.5, the gap becomes bigger and bigger. So let's use this condition again in the chart. In this scenario, let's go for the up gap and down gap, and probably I'm choosing here, where is it, the day break line, and let's go to 5 minutes intraday, and now it gives me, as you can see, some gaps right here. I have an up gap right here, but it did not happen basically on a let's say on a day, and on a new day, but it happened before. Here we have an up gap, a small one, you can see it right here. It's not so big, but still an up gap on the new open from the day in the 5 minutes chart. So this could be a possible signal for you to choose from. So we have the up gap, where you can really see this this difference, and the second one, to confirm it, left click allows me to zoom in here, and this one, yeah, is also a very small gap. So 0.5 is maybe not the best choosing, however you can always change that. And here we have, let's say, a down gap, and again you have a nice down gap right here. It's also not so big, but like I mentioned, you could choose the calculation method ATR times 1 times 2, or try to create something with a percentage. But again, as you could see, very simple conditions, not so difficult to create for up and down gaps. The last one is about how to calculate candle ranges, and we have here, for example, a small sized body, a red candle. So a red candle, of course, like I showed in the beginning, the open must be bigger than the close price. Then I have here for the first calculation, the simple calculation path, where I add the open price minus close price, and this price which comes out must be smaller than the ATR 14 again divided by 2. Then here again open minus close, so same thing I'm looking for, because I'm looking just for the solid bar. This time it must be bigger than the ATR divided by 3. So in this scenario, since I'm looking for a small bar, I want to see some range, and this range must be ATR divided by 2 and 3. So there is a it should not be smaller than ATR divided by 3, but it should also not be bigger than ATR divided by 2. And again, I can do this for the green bar by choosing open is this time smaller than close, and I have to change from open minus close to close minus open. The rest is very much the same. So very much the same right here, close minus open, ATR 14 divided by 2, close minus open is this time bigger than ATR divided by 3. The same I can do for, let's say, a large size body in red. In this scenario, again, same calculation here, only I'm multiplying the ATR times 5 to have the biggest size, and the smallest size of the bar is ATR divided multiplied by 2. Again, large for the green candle. For the medium size body, I have chosen ATR times 3 or ATR times 1. Everything else stays the same. So if I'm adding this now to the chart, let's say medium size body red or green, it gives me candles like this ones, these two candles which have a medium sized body based on this very market. Alright, here medium sized body, medium sized, this would be a very large one. So also for the red bar, here again a medium sized bar, and so on and so on. And here this would be a nice probably reversal pattern, and I could start creating a sub condition, a bigger one, using this one. So let's just go through the other ones as well. So large and small, and then we'll create something else. So I have to make this better right here. Can you drag and drop this down so I see more from the chart. So, and as you can see, I have now a medium-sized behead, large size candle. Let's see if we find something here. I don't see any green ones, but here in this scenario a red one. So large sized one, this one, and again it's very large compared to the other ones. And then you have small sized candles right here, which gives you smaller candles to the medium or large candles. So now I have three different types of candle sizes. Why I'm doing this, you might ask, because for the next thing I can do is I can say I want to have a double bar reversal. So in a double bar reversal I say I want to have a medium sized red candle, one in the past, this one, it is equal 1, this is the number, again this one. This would mean the medium sized body condition is true. 1 would mean true, 0 would mean it's not true. And I'm choosing again medium-sized body, this time the green candle, and this time current close bar again is equal 1. So both these conditions, so these two conditions come from right here. So these two, yeah, and both these conditions combined would create or allow me to create some kind of reversal bar. Very simple, of course. There are much better calculations probably than mine, but very simple to get the idea what you can do. So let me remove all these ones and search for the double reversal bar. And as you can see here, double reversal bar, only one in this chart. Maybe you have some other ones here again, double reversal bar. I mean, not 100%, but you're getting the idea. Again right here, double reversal, and so on and so forth. I could even go in a direction like Condition Escort and triple body reversal. Triple body reversal has now a medium-sized body red, 2 historical bars back is true, and so I have to go from simple mode to advanced mode using a bracket, a small either green or red, doesn't matter which one, 1 bar in back, so 1 historical bar back. So because I'm looking for a 3 bars pattern, so I have to go 3 bars in the history. So this is the 3rd bar in the history, this is the 2nd bar, and this is the current close bar. And each of these conditions is equal 1, and here I choose AND. In the brackets I say it's either the red one, the red small one, or the green small one. I don't care which one. And again I'm closing the bracket and adding AND, and then I'm searching for the medium body green, so the reversal red against green, again true. So let's see if we can find this triple body reversal. Not an easy signal, but let's see. Here we go, there's something. So with left click I can zoom in, and yeah, let's see. This one is the red bar. It's just colored differently because I choose it in a condition. But as you could see, it's both of them are a large size candles with a smaller size candle, and the one goes down red, the other one goes up. So this is a signal. It's true. It's true. So let's go to another one. Again here, same thing. Large size bar, small one, and some kind of reversal. And let's see what this looks like. This we chose at the beginning. Let's check out this one. And also this one is true, basically. It goes down, there's a small in the middle, and it goes up. Triple bar reversal pattern. Very simply calculated. Could be much better calculations, but very simple, just as an example what you could do with the conditions escort, but you could even dig much further and create better signals than I did. Alright, this is basically my webinar. What I would like to do is one more thing, go my first condition, this one, and show you this advanced mode. So here, simple, advanced. Advanced means, again, can choose brackets, and I can choose AND, OR and XOR relations. I could also go and save it as a scripted condition or as a condition. If I save it as scripted condition, I could then go to a scripting panel and start adding scripts, programming knowledge with C# with a AgenaScript for that. And save as is, again, I could save this as a different name in a condition. So with this I could copy one condition and choose different names for that. And of course removing stuff, I'm selecting stuff, removing it, selecting stuff, removing it, which you can also do with the del button basically. Alright, that's it. That's my webinar. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We have another webinar next week, next Thursday, same time, 10 p.m. We will send out the topics for that webinar. I will continue with the Condition Escort next week, second part, where I have basically prepared new signals. This is here, this basics 2. Again, period highs, breakouts, a signal on the Bollinger Bands together with the RSI and stuff. So more advanced signals next week, same time. Goodbye. Have a great evening.